The Titanic. Everyone has heard of this infamous ship and the tragedy that led up to many lives lost from its sinking. But how did such a boat that was labeled the Unsinkable ship fall to an iceberg? Before we answer this question, we should first go over the Titanic's departure. The Titanic was one of 3 ships that were built by Harland and Wolff shipyard for the White Star Line. White Star Line was faced with the challenge from its rival, Cunard Line, which had launched their own ships, the fastest passenger ships then in service around that time. So Harland and Wolff had the Titanic built to be impressive in size, to take in as many immigrant passengers that were looking for a new home, and to be luxurious with its elegant rooms for the wealthy. The route the Titanic had to take was from Southampton, England to New York City. The ship was close to its destination until its travel ended abruptly on April 14, 1912 at about 11:40 p.m. The Titanic hit a massive iceberg. It's hard to say exactly what caused this to happen. When discussed by workers who helped build the Titanic that even the worst possible outcome at sea, the ship should have stayed afloat for at least 2 to 3 days. But everyone on board the ship only had about less than 3 hours to get to safety. It could have been avoided if the ship wasn't going at 23.6 miles per hour and taking into account that the Titanic weighed 52,310 tons. The ship couldn't steer in time for upcoming danger with how fast it was going, so by the time the captain saw the iceberg it would be too late to avoid. The damage to one of Titanic's sides allowed water to flood 6 out of the 16 major watertight compartments. This uneven weight distribution caused the ship to begin to tilt downwards in front and to the right. By midnight, water in the damaged compartments began to spill over into the others because the compartments were watertight only horizontally and the walls extended only a few feet above waterline. There were so many flaws that were overlooked before the ship even left the port. For instance, the number of lifeboats weren't enough to accommodate the amount of passengers on the ship. The Titanic had 20 lifeboats, each that could carry about 40 to 65 people at maximum. Less than half of the passengers had a chance to get on the boat, while the rest went down with the Titanic or drowned. Of the 2,200 passengers, only about 705 survived. What is left of the Titanic are mostly parts of the ship and relics left by passengers that had to flee or sadly passed away with the Titanic.